Good morning, Unity of Syracuse. All right, we've got a new song for you to learn for us. David and I will sing through it once, and then we'll have you join us. Spirit, guide my day, all I do and say, every step I take. Let's do that verse together. Spirit, guide my day, all I do and say, every step I take. Spirit, guide my day. Stand if you wish. Spirit, shine in me. Illumine all I see. Interpret all to me. Spirit, shine in me. Spirit, fill this place. God in every face. Channels of your grace. Spirit in this place. Spirit, shine in me. Spirit, guide my day.
Spirit filled this place, God in every face. Good morning, Syracuse. My name is Ray Stoffel. I will be your platform assistant this morning. And so if you will remain in that place of filled with Spirit and open yourself to the reading of today's daily word. The word is my source. I am never away from Spirit as I move through this life experience. How often do I want to put a label on ourselves or others? We should never define or limit ourselves by the many roles we are called upon to play as we move through our human lives. There is no end to the infinite power of creation expressing through us. Our spiritual source will never declare we are complete. We are one through all eternity, always creating, always bringing more of our divinity into realization. We are never apart because we are one with Source, both individually and collectively. When we turn our thoughts to God and live as expressions of love, we extend the power of Spirit through every challenge we face and in every choice we make. And from John 13:31, now the Son of God has been glorified, and God has been glorified in him. The line that struck me, Spirit, our spiritual source will never declare us to be complete. It is a journey. I thought of a video that somebody sent me. It was a Course in Miracles lesson. And the lesson was, there is no room for fear ever. And in the lesson, it also said there's no room in my life for things like guilt or shame or anger. And as the lesson went on, it all talked about the illusion that we create. And it said, our ears do not listen, they translate. We will hear what we want to hear. Our eyes do not see, they will show us what we want to see. And I thought, how often have I gone into meditation knowing what I wanted to hear, coming out of meditation knowing what I wanted to see, missing that true connection that we hear of this morning, that connection that allows me to be open to every possibility, all those things that I cannot imagine, the wonder of life. We will never be complete. It will be a marvelous journey if we keep ourselves open to the moment and that connection to Spirit. So what a beautiful song this morning. Let Spirit fill this place, God in every face. And that was our time for our children to go downstairs with their teachers. Have a wonderful time. We'll sing you out. Love you. We bless you. We truly, truly appreciate you. We behold the Christ in you. Have a good time. And now, if you are able, please stand with me and recite our statement of being. It will be up on the screen. God is all, both visible and invisible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. I am an individualized expression of God. I am ever one with His perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. And now in your place, please greet each other.
Let's sing this beautiful song together. I am, I am, I am. I am as God created me. I am a light in this world. I am as God created me. I am, I am, I am again. I am as God created me. I am a light in this world. I am as God created me. I am, I am, I am. Oh, I am, oh, I am a light in this world. I am as God created me. I am, I am, I am. God created me. I am a light in this world. I am as God created me. I am, I am, I am, I am. I am as God created me. I am a light in this world. I am as God created me. I am, I am, I am.
I think they like it.
It's the end of summer, so we have lots of things going on and lots of announcements, but I'm just going to read a few. Please make sure you check out your bulletin today, because there are many, many things, but a lot of exciting stuff coming up, so pay attention. Today at 12:15, there's a teachers' meeting, about 15 minutes, a quick one, because at 12:30, we have a town hall meeting. Please join us to hear about what's coming down in the fall. This coming week, on Tuesday and Wednesday, our own Jeff Colbrick will present Science of Unity. It will be from 7 to 8:30 in Fellowship Hall. But on Tuesday, if you arrive at 5 o'clock, there is a live streaming question and answer session. And please see details in your bulletin, and there's also an information sheet on the back table. Valley Ties is next week, and Valley Ties is the event that has been coordinated through the Rise Center, which is across the street. We will not have fellowship after church next week. It is a coordination of 3 spiritual communities, so we hope that you will join us for refreshments across the street and get to know our neighbors. That's a really exciting event, should be a great time. Registrations are due for the Interfaith Dinner Dialogues on August 31st, so we're almost out of time. That will be held on September 14th. That's a Thursday evening from 6 until 8:30. Again, there will be sign-up sheets in Fellowship Hall and in the back. And folks, if you've never allowed yourself that pleasure, dinner dialogues pretty much work like this. Interfaith Council sets up the dialogues, and you will find that you will be at a vegetarian meal lovingly prepared by your family host, and they will then have conversation or ask a series of questions. I've done this a number of times, and it always amazes me that we are so much more alike than we are different. Okay? So please allow yourself that pleasure and that opportunity and sign up downstairs. And now Reverend Edith would like to come to the podium. She's got some announcements.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Reverend Edith, your grateful senior minister. Hey, everybody. Hey, live streamers. Hello. Hi. So I want to tag on to the dinner dialogues. We at Unity have always had at least one person at every single dinner dialogue that happens in Central New York since I've been here. And it's been a moving experience. You're just going to have dinner, and then there's a series of questions that the facilitator will be asking people to have dialogue around while you're eating dinner. So I encourage you, if you've never done it before, and if you've done it all the times that it's happened since I've been here, sign-up sheets are in the back or downstairs in the fellowship hall, and just leave them, and I'll get them back to the people. If you have any questions about it, just ask me or find Ray, or there are other people who have been here. If you raise your hand if you've been to a dinner dialogue. So lots of people have been and done them that are here. They also have the ability for you to do that online if you were to go to Interfaith Works, their website, so you could do it that way too. It's a simple form, easy to fill out. Now, the reason why I'm also up here is to tell you about our fall series that's going to start next Sunday with my Sunday lesson. Here's the name: Jiggle Your Spirit Today. Jiggle your spirit today. And we're using this book called Hands-Free Life, 9 Habits for Overcoming Distraction, Living Better, and Loving More. It's going to be fun. What's fun about it? Well, yeah, I'll do the Sunday lesson. You might laugh just because that's how I am. But there's also a short class. It will only probably be about an hour and a half, depending on how much you guys talk. But the most important thing I want to really emphasize for you is the ability to do small groups. There will be a small group study that starts on that following Monday. That Monday it'll be one with Sally Dosage at her home. On that Wednesday it will be one at Lottie Adams' home. And that Thursday it will be one at Betty Levy's home. I have sign-up sheets downstairs. There may be other people who want to do them. Look, somebody might want to do what we call pub theology and have one in a bar. I'm not going, but anybody that might want to do something like that, and you're having your little cocktails and whatnot, or having some Kool-Aid. I don't know if they have Kool-Aid at bars, but anyway, if you're interested in doing one at a place like that, let me know so we can make you a sign-up sheet. The sign-up sheets look like this. If you're signing up for Betty Levy or for Lottie Adams, once those fill up, the little lines that are there, that's how many that they would like in their home. So again, I'll talk about it more downstairs at the town hall. There's some more stuff that goes along with our whole fall series, like the end of it, we're having a party. But I won't talk about that now. I'll tell you about that later, so I have something to tell you every week. With that, I am complete. Thank you so much for being here today. God bless. All right. I'm done now.
See why I'm excited. That should be a great time. I'd like to welcome our visitors this morning. So if you're here for your second or third time with us, if you'd be kind enough to raise your hand, we'd like to recognize you. No one second or third. I know we have some first-timers, so I know we have some people visiting on their way to Maine and Nova Scotia, so welcome. Is there anyone else for the first time? Welcome in the back. Thank you for joining us. Our ushers are going to bring you a gift. Our gift of a candle represents the light of Spirit shining within you. Attached to your welcome packet is a yellow slip. Please fill that out so we can get to know a little bit about you, and then take that downstairs to the bookstore for an additional gift. And please stay with us this afternoon and have some coffee and refreshment. I saw chicken salad being made. It should be a really good event. So again, welcome and enjoy your journey.
So I want to take a moment to really acknowledge those of you who are new. Welcome to our church. We're a warm, loving, affirming, and accepting church. We accept all. And it doesn't matter what spiritual community that they go to. Some people go to Catholic churches on Saturday and then they come here. You know, so with Unity, we're really about learning how to follow the steps of our way shower, Jesus Christ. And if you know about Jesus, right? Jesus loved people. He just loved them. So we love you already. Thank you so much for blessing us today. Go downstairs, have some food. There's actually pizza down there too. I just want to let you know for the pizza lovers. Sausage, thin pepperoni, and cheese for people like me that like cheese. Come downstairs and have some food. All right.
Chicken salad, pizza. Now we'll move to our 5 basic principles. Up on the board are our 5 basic principles, our tenet for living. And we ask each week to have 2 people that'd like to share for a couple of minutes about how those would be seen in your life this week. Anyone would care to share? Jeff?
Wait to talk.
There you go.
Thank you, Ed. Really, it's all the basic principles that have led me to truth. And I can't believe how this whole process has come to a place where we now know, and this is that I'll be actually getting to share my exploration into the fact that the science of unity, that we are actually all one and connected, that when Reverend Edith says there's no spot where God is not, she's not like just crazy out there in some metaphysical wow-wow land. And we're not all nuts for thinking that I am God, that we now actually know, the truth. The dogma of science has been replaced with a unified view of the universe, and we are all the universe. And to get to that place through using these 5 principles is actually amazing. So anybody who wants to join me in a little, brain work, we'll be looking at how I am a spot, and how we are all one and connected, and how and what is the truth underlying the universe that shows that to be true. And it was through unity that I was able, and following the principles, to actually come to this beautiful place to understand. So thank you.
Thank you.
How you doing? My name is Arthur.
Good morning.
God is the source and creator of all. God is good and present everywhere. I know that to be true. I've been going through some experiences with drug addiction. I had 56 days clean, and I messed up one day, but I got back on the wagon, and then I had 25 days clean. That was 56 clean from spike, 25 days clean from spike and alcohol, because I had one on an alcohol binge, and now I got 5 days clean. Yeah, right now. I just want to thank God for being who he is and not a man that he should lie, according to Numbers chapter 19:23. I want to thank him for hearing my prayers when I needed him most. I want to thank him for putting somebody very special in my life that understands me and don't look down on me and don't get upset at me when I come clean because I had relapsed. And it's just a beautiful thing to have somebody in your life that will accept you for who you are and, you know, not what you've been through. And I want to thank God for this church because it's been a help for me. I had stayed away for a while because, you know, I was embarrassed and had things to do, but, you know, that was the devil telling me, you know, all right, don't go, don't go. But I'm not listening to the devil, I'm listening to God. Thank you.
As someone who has walked that path is today, just today. You're with us today, and we will be with you today. Now is the prayer portion of our service. Will the prayer chaplains who are serving please stand? Kosowa, Nancy, Donna, thank you for your service. Every Sunday we have a time of silent meditation from 10:30 to 10:45. And from 10:45 to 10:55, the prayer chaplains are available to pray with you after service. At this time, we will bless our prayer intentions and requests. Unity was founded on prayer. At Silent Unity, prayer has been continuous for over 125 years. If you have not yet placed your prayer intention in the box, you can do so after service, or you can pray silently with us at this time. Prayer intentions are held here in prayer in confidence for 30 days, so in other words, we won't look at them. Then we mail them to Silent Unity, and they will be held for an additional 30 days. Good morning.
You're awake now, aren't you? Good morning. We want to say that we all stand in love, that we know that these prayers are always answered because it is always what it needs to be. We are always who we came here to be, no matter who or what or why. We know that we are all living, divine, whole. Therefore, any prayer that is in here is whole, healing, and always, always full of opportunity, prosperity, abundance, gratitude, joy, peace, and mostly full of love. So we say for all of these prayers that we stand with you, we stand holding your hand, we stand in our divine wholeness, each and every one of us, because we are divine. I love you, you love me. You know that old song. And so we say that each and every person who has put something in here and those who are holding those prayers close to our hearts, that we know that all is as it should be and that we continue to stand in love. Amen.
And now is our meditative portion of this service. Some of you may have already joined me in closing your eyes. And if you have not, I invite you to do so. And also I invite you to relax even more fully in the seat where you're sitting. relaxing into the nothingness of the now. Imagining that you are one with that seat and the seat is one with you. Relax. Let God and let go. Let God and let go. Letting go implies that we are announcing and declaring that we are one with the one. Consider that God is our source. And the word for today from Daily Word saying, my source, my source, my source. And so in these moments, we are consciously connecting with our source, allowing ourselves to be one with the one, because there is only one breath, one heartbeat, one love, one God. And as individualized expressions of the one, then we acknowledge it flowing through us now. And in this moment, may we put to the side anything that is not in alignment with our source, God the good omniscience. And we can pick it up anytime we want to, but right now, we just set it aside, perhaps even setting it in the seat next to you, or the space next to you. And really, really, really let go. And experience this now moment. For this is the most important moment that we could ever create today. This moment, and the next moment, and the next moment, where we are all in this thing together. And so we take a pause, the space between the words, and sit. Sitting with these words, or rather this question: am I willing? Am I willing? Am I willing to let go? Am I willing to be? We ask ourselves in the silence, am I willing? In the silence, we go deeper, consciously connecting with the source. We go deeper, creating this space, this spiritual space. Together, we are one. In the silence, we meet our source, God the good omniscience. Am I willing? Am I willing? Am I willing? I am. I am willing. I am willing to be. I am willing to be all that I came here to be. Let these words be your words. I am willing to be all that I came here to be. And in this expanded state of awareness, we bring to our heart and minds all of the prayer intentions in our prayer box. And if anyone has any person, place, situation, or circumstance on your heart, bring that to this space now. For in this expanded state of awareness, this is where possibility happens. This is where we acknowledge the presence of Spirit, the universal presence of good. And in this space, we also include ourselves, giving ourselves a little love hug and saying to ourselves, I am willing to be all that I came here to be. May you say that to yourself now. And in this moment, we're so grateful. Grateful that all we have, grateful for all that we get to give and receive in this space, in this time. And we let it be. And so it is. Amen.
One little boy in Africa, he put his face on AIDS, told the story to the world till he died. And these are the words he said. He said, do all you can with what you have, in the time you have, and the place you are. Do all you can. Do all you can with what you have, in the time you have, and the place you are. Do all you can. Do all you can. Ah, 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 ah. Ah, 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 ah.
Holy Mother from India, helping the sick and the poor. Somebody asked, why do you do these things? She said, this is what I came here for. She said, do all you can with what you have, in the time you have, and the place you are. Do all you can. Do all you can with what you have, in the time you have, and the place you are. Do all you can. Do all you can. This is the gift they gave to us to share wherever we go. Be the change you wish to see in this world. Now I understand what they wanted us to know. You can do all you can with what you have, in the time you have, in the place you are. Do all you can. Do Do all you can with what you have, in the time you have, in the place you are. Do all you can. Do all you can.
One little boy in Africa,
Do all you can. Holy Mother from India, do all you can. Be the change you wish to see in this world. Do all you can.
do all you can, do all you can.
Good morning. How y'all doing today? Wonderful. Wonderful, amazing, and stupendous and all that good stuff? Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Yes, I remember. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. So if you're doing fabulous, then you have to be doing super, right? And you can add on that long thing from Mary Poppins. Yes. I went to see that when I was 4, 5, or 6, maybe 8. I don't know. I'm Reverend Edith Washington Woods. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to be here with you guys today. Another day, another wonderful, glorious Sunday morning. Are you willing to be the change? Like our song that our wonderful music director, Mark Wildman, and David Rodari, our guest singer today, soloist. Thank you so much. And Carol. Yep. Carol Cope doing a little hand drumming, and my wife, of course, was back there doing the shakeree a little bit. I heard her back there. Thank you guys for being our music team today. Are you willing to change? These 3 words, are you willing? You might wonder, well, why can't we just attach a whole bunch of other stuff to it? We could. We could do that. We could attach all we want to the question, are you willing? But these 3 words are very, very powerful. You know why? Because in order to ask the question, am I willing, you have to be willing to take an action. You have to be willing to move, because it involves movement. Am I willing? Blah, blah, blah. Right? You must be willing to do something different. Well, I spend a lot of time at a laptop computer. I have a couple of them, one here, one at home. And I was looking at this laptop computer the other day, and I noticed that there's one key that I use probably more than any key, and that is the return key. You know, I take my little pinky and I hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. Now I know some of you don't do that. You just use 2 index fingers and you just peck all over the place and you have no order about it. But I know it's in divine order. But I take my pinky, because I learned how to do that in typewriting class with the typewriter, and my finger used to go in between the keys. I don't know if you had that happen to you. But when I think about this return key, think about it for just a moment. You hit the return key. Does it return back to where it was? It doesn't, does it? It actually advances down to the next line. So why do they call it a return key? Well, I get it. It returns to the first position to line all of the sentences together. Even though it takes movement and it moves down to the next line, it still goes back to the beginning, right? There's another thing I noticed about those doggone that return key. If you look at the top of the return key, it says enter. Enter? How does enter have anything to do with returning to a certain position? Well, we're kind of like the return key. Think about it for just a moment. Each one of us are sitting here. So we made some agreement with ourselves to return to a new beginning, to start a new day. In starting a new day, we're entering into a new day. So that question, am I willing? Am I willing to enter into a new day? This new day, this new baby day, as Marion Morrissey says, is the only day we have. Yesterday, it's already gone. Last week, it's already gone. But today, in some places they say, each day is a new beginning. So we are entering in to a new beginning each day. It doesn't take much for us to say yesterday, right? And so we have this ability to, you gotta help me out, it's not moving. Thank you. To be willing. Willing to hit the return key to get to the next day. Willing to hit the return key so we can enter into a place like this where we join together in this community, yes? To enter into this whole 24 hours called August 20th, 2017. And then we have to be willing to let it go, to get to the next day, to return to that time in the morning that we get up. Usually most of us get up in the morning, or whatever time we wake up, that each of us are willing to enter in to this new possibility of a new day. You know, it's quite interesting how that can happen. When we look at the three words, am I willing? Am I willing to change? I know you are because you got here today. You changed your clothes, I think. Or maybe you have the same ones on, I don't know. You have the same shoes on maybe? You have the same haircut or the same hairdo, or maybe not. See, there's so many things we get to make choices about. We can choose the way that we want to show up today. Well, what about in our homes? Can we look at our homes and notice that there are areas in our life that we are not willing? You know, look in the kitchen, look in the bathroom, look in your bedroom, maybe your office. How about downstairs in the basement? How about outside if you have a shed or the garage? Oh my goodness. How about being willing to cut the grass or willing to go outside and play in the dirt? You have to have some willingness. Well, I have to tell you a little story about myself. I'm going to just tell on myself a little bit. Remember the keys of the laptop? Well, my laptop at home has a certain place that it's supposed to live in my shared office. I don't know if it's ever been in there. You see, well, we have the kitchen, and then we have the dining room. Each of them, they have their own purposes, right? The kitchen, you're supposed to cook, and if you have a small kitchen table, you can eat in there, and if you want to go to the dining room, you have a more elegant looking space to eat, or to have when you have people come over and yeah. Now my kitchen and my dining room has a dual purpose, but I got kicked out of the kitchen. So I was going to my shared office, I really was, and in order to get to the shared office, there is the dining room. I have to pass through it. Well, there are 4 mats on the table, and one of those 4 mats is sitting on top of another one because that space that the mat is supposed to reside on is where my laptop is. It sits there. And look, it's not just the laptop. Let's confess. I have my favorite cup. I have several pencils and pens because I have to have more than one just in case one doesn't work. Yeah. And then next to the stuff that's on the table is a card, a beautiful card, one of two that my wife bought for me when she was celebrating the fact that I had proposed to her back in 2014, that she bought me these cards. So I have one on the table next to the laptop, one on my lap next to the laptop here at church, just to remind me of my commitment. And then on the floor next to my chair is a bag, a grocery bag, a paper grocery bag, where I put my recyclables. Nobody does this. No, oh, you're laughing. It must be you, Nancy. And then I have the Sunday paper from 2 Sundays ago and a couple of bills that I want to pay. You see, I am not willing. Am I willing to see it differently? I don't know about that. I like my space, you see. I have a lot of excuses I could give as to why that thing is sitting there and not in the office where it's home. But how many things in our own lives do we have that we're just not willing? You know? Am I willing to change? Yes or no? Can you change me again? Oh, there we go. So in the Revealing Word, our book of metaphysical terms by Charles Fillmore, our co-founder of Unity, he said this, and this one is the will of God, not just will, but the will of God. And he says this: if man experiences error and inharmony, he brings them upon himself by his failure to harmonize his thoughts, words, and acts with the Lord or divine law. So, you know, when I have that laptop sitting there and I'm having folks over, I go crazy, right? I knew this little kid was coming over because I heard the kid was getting dropped off to come to church today. So this morning, what did I have to do at 5 o'clock when I got up? I had to clean some of my stuff, but I didn't have time to get it all. So some of the stuff got put away and some of it didn't. And then I mopped the floor. What am I willing to do? What are we willing to do? What are we willing to step into to have harmony in our lives? Harmony, balance. Harmony, balance. Which way do we want it? Harmony, balance, or no balance? But we like our stuff, don't we? Does it make it wrong? Does it make it right? Well, Henry Ford said this. I'm going to try to see if it'll move. There we go. Think you can? Think you can't? You're right. So see, when we think we can do a thing, and then we think we can't do a thing, both of them are right. Which one do we want to take the energy in? So if I'm going back to the analogy of the typewriter, for instance, and I'm hitting that key, hitting it, affirming that I'm going to the next line, moving forward in my life, then I know I can. It's really easy to do, right? Once we learn how to peck those keys, however way we do it, whether we do it with all of our fingers or if we do it with 2 index fingers, we have learned a system that works. But when it comes to our own personal stuff, you know, like the house, the dining room, the kitchen, the garage, and all of our endless to-do things, are we willing to take that same approach? Are we willing to see that we can? Are we willing to also see that when we don't, it's okay? That we get to create a possibility in our lives? What would you like? What would you like to change in your life? Are you willing to change? Are you willing to see something different? Are you willing to embrace Spirit within you leading and guiding your path? You know, as long as we think that we can't, we won't. Do you get that? As long as you think you can't, you won't. But when we take on the words I can, two little, nice little lovely words, when we take on the words I can, then it will. Just by merely saying it, the vibration shifts, right? We open ourselves to the possibility of that which we want. Like, I'm willing to change. Are you willing? Are you willing to change? Are you willing to change?
Yes.
Okay. Well, get up in the morning and you'll change again. I made that so easy, see? Are you willing to embrace all of the possibilities at hand for you? And sometimes it takes listening to that still small voice within, because it always tells us, it always leads and guides our way. Sometimes we just choose not to listen. You ever had that happen? You know you're supposed to do something, you don't do it, and then you go, oh my God, I'm supposed to do it. And look, I could just kick myself every time I do that, because I know better. I have to practice too, you know. Just because I'm standing up here with this whatever I have on today does not mean I don't have to do my work. We all have to be willing to do the work. That's where, at the beginning when I was talking about these three words, are you willing? It takes action, it takes movement. And when we do that action, we're really practicing the presence. We're practicing the presence of God within us. And we could do that, we get to do that every day, every single day. We can't go back yesterday and last week and say, I practiced then, doesn't that work for today? No. Just like we hit that key to advance to the next day, we get to start over again. And that's the way it works. It's like 24-hour living. Well, in Philippians, 2:13, this is what it says in the Bible. It says, for it is God who is at work in you, enabling you both to will and to work for his good pleasure. So what does that mean? That means that there is the Spirit within us. There is the Spirit that flows through every single cell of our body. It even flows in the spaces between our cells. It even flows in all of our organs. It even flows in all of our arteries and all of our veins. It flows in our teeny weeny hair follicles. Can you believe that? Teeny weeny hair follicles. In order for you to even see the little thing, you've got to put it under the microscope and blow it up. And then you realize, oh my God, that's my hair? That when we get that Spirit, God, universal presence is even in our hair follicles, then that's when possibility can happen. And all we have to do is say yes to it. All we have to do is allow it to be, to flow in, through, and as us, to work through us for the universal benefit for all. You see, we're in this thing together. I love that song by Al Jarreau back in about 1980. We're in this thing together. We're in it together. And we're in it to win it. We have to be willing to change. Now, why am I talking about willing? Well, some of you know this month our spiritual power is will. And will means that we get to choose and decide. Our disciple for the month is Matthew. And Matthew represents the decision-making part of our brain, where we get to decide day by day, moment by moment sometimes, whether we want to do something or not, whether something works for us or not, whether we want to grow spiritually or not. And sometimes we don't want to grow, and that's okay. And then something happens, something bubbles up, and it propels us forward so that we do change, so that we do say yes to it. Now, the corresponding color of the month is what? Silver or gray. And some of us, well, some of us don't even really have to put on a color because we have it right here. Silver and gray. What can you say? Yep, I got it. But you know, our book that we're going to be starting next week for 7 weeks, really 8, but 7, ask me later why that's like that. Hands-Free Life, 9 Habits for Overcoming Distraction Living, Better and Loving More. And I looked at this little area in here, and this lady, she had her laptop open actually. She had a meeting on there, on Skype. Those of you who are aware of Skype, you know Skype, yes? And she had her Skype on doing this interview, and around her, on her desktop, on the screen, you know, the edges of the screen where it's black or silver or whatever color you have, she had little Post-it notes. The person who was watching her could not see the Post-it notes, but she knew. And those were reminders for her of what she was called to do and to be. Well, she got off of her laptop, and her daughter, a little kid, wanted to go out and have lunch, so she finally said yes to it. And the part that I want to read to you here is about what we say no to. See, at first she said she couldn't do it. She didn't have possibility to do that in a day. Her day was really busy. But she finally listened to that still small voice, and she went to lunch with her daughter, and they had a lovely time, even with the waitress, had a lovely time. But this is the things that she points out in here. She says, let's stop pressuring ourselves. See, she was pressuring herself with those little sticky notes and everything to get it right. Let's stop comparing ourselves. She was comparing herself with the person who she was Skyping with. Let's stop being our own worst enemy. Oh, have you ever been your own worst enemy? Huh? Like I didn't want to tell you my story about my stuff, but Spirit told me to, so maybe some of you can relate. And lastly, stop holding ourselves back from life. Are you holding yourself back from your life? Are you doing things that are not in alignment with who you really are as an individualized expression of God? You see, our affirmation for this week, well, not for this week, but today's daily word, it says, I am never away from Spirit as I move through this life experience. You see, anything that we are experiencing in life, we're never too far from Spirit, because Spirit is within us. You see, willingness allows you the opportunity to change with ease and grace. I know it seems hard sometimes, just be with me. If we say that it's easy, it will be. Remember, I can, nice, lovely 2 words. It creates a space for that to happen. And if I say I can't, then it stops us in our tracks. So with willingness, it gives us that opportunity to change with ease and grace. We just have to be willing to say yes. Are you willing? Are you willing to say yes to your life? Are you willing to be all that you came here to be? Are you willing to go and clean out the nooks and crannies, not only in your home, but what about in your head? Because we have all this stuff jumbling up. I know you're thinking now. You're thinking about what you're going to do when you leave here. Can't wait to get out. You know, as if we're holding you with an energetic, no, you're never going to get out. We're always here in this together, remember? Never going to get out. Never, 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 never. Sorry. If I can't get out, neither can you. And you folks out there in Love Streaming Land, you're in it too. You see, there's no place where God is not, no spot where God is not, no place where God is not. God is everywhere, even in the midst of all of our stuff. The stuff in our heads, the stuff in our hearts, the stuff in our houses, whatever it is, it's always there. So here's our affirmation for the week that can assist us. It's nice, short, and sweet, and easy. Here it is. I am willing to change. Thank you. I am willing to change. See, you guys are so good, I didn't even have to ask you to say it. Let's say that again together, please. I am willing to change. How's that feel? Feels good, doesn't it? Feel that vibration. Are you vibrating? It's like energy. Energy is just alive in here because energy is alive in us. And when we radiate that energy out of being open and receptive for our good, it increases, it radiates out all around this whole sanctuary, all around this whole city, all around this whole state, all around the whole world. Because we said it first. Well, I'm sure we didn't say it first, but we're saying it right now. So it's as if we said it first, yes? Right? All right. So I want you to close your eyes for a second. And I'm going to put my hand over my heart this way so I don't hit the mic. And some of you may want to do that. Feel your heart. Feel your heart. Feel it beating. It's beating. Yes. And know that we are willing. That we can answer that question, am I willing? Very easily, very effortlessly. And in this moment, we say our affirmation one more time. Together, please. I am willing to change. And so it is. And so we let it be. Amen. Namaste. I just love breathing into that energy. Oh, it feels so good. And now it's time for our tithes, love offerings, and gifts. This is another way that we give of ourselves, just like we're giving of ourselves by being in this community together. And you take a moment to write your checks, or if you want to donate by our credit card machine downstairs, you can do that downstairs. We have one. And those of you out there in Love Streaming Land, if you would like to donate today or give a spiritual gift, tithe, love offering, there is a donate button there for you. And for those who also donate monthly or bi-weekly in whatever form that you do, we are all giving in this space right now. Because when we give, it comes right back to us. So we say together our love offering blessing. We put our hands together. Together, please. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God. You are my source.
Flows on in endless song above earth's lamentation. I hear the real, the far-off hymn that hails a new creation. No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging, since love is Lord of heaven and earth. How can I keep from singing? Through all the tumult and the strife, I hear that music ringing. It sounds and echoes in my soul. How can I keep from singing? No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging, since love is Lord of heaven and earth. How can I keep from singing? When tyrants trample tremble sick with fear, and hear their death knells ringing, when friends rejoice both far and near. How can I keep from singing? No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging, since love is Lord of heaven and earth. How can I keep from singing? The peace of God makes fresh my heart, a fountain ever springing. All things are mine since I am His. How can I keep from singing? No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging, since love is Lord of heaven and earth. How can I keep from singing? No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging. If love is Lord of heaven and earth, how can I keep from singing?
Thank you so much. Okay, I know you're wondering, what does Gandhi have to say? Here's what he says. In a gentle way, you can shake the world. Yeah. Just become willing. Shake it, shake it. Jiggle your spirit today. I just had to go there, you know? All right. Oh, I hear those hands already going together. Yes, they are. I wish you guys in Love Streaming Land could feel it, could see it and hear it. But just imagine, we're rubbing our hands together because Spirit is flowing. It is so alive in here. Oh my goodness, it is so great. You feel that? It's so lovely, isn't it, Leland? It's great. And so we point this energy, this love presence, toward this money substance as we bless it. Spirit, God, the good, omniscience. We're so grateful for what we got to experience today. We're grateful for everyone who have gave of themselves in many, many multiple ways, just by being here, just by allowing our spirits to soar. We're grateful for those who have given in any way, given of your money substance, given of your time, talent, and treasure, given by being in that love streaming land. We don't know who you are, but we're so grateful you are here with us. We give thanks for this. We give thanks for this money substance as it continues to have us be the light that shines in the world. And we're giving ourselves a love hug. We're so happy. We're so grateful. And we let it be. Amen.
Hello there.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Well, he walks around with his shoes untied all the time.
All right, so let's introduce everybody today.
Uh-oh. Hello, everybody.
I'm Natalie.
Hey, Natalie.
I'm Ken.
Hey, Ken.
I'm Khalees.
Khalees.
I'm Nevaeh.
Nevaeh.
I'm Jenna.
Hi.
I'm Sophia.
Hey, Sophia. She's like, where is it?
My name is Dharma.
Hey, Dharma.
My name is Curtis.
Hey, Curtis.
My name is... Gosh.
Bring it down. I just knew it was going to happen.
My name is Tavion.
My name is Terrell.
Hey, Terrell.
My name is Rashawn.
Yeah.
My name is Todrick.
Hey, Todrick.
My name is Maribeth.
Hey, Maribeth.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Natalie.
So I wanted to invite all the kids for next week, community cookout. It's going to be lots of fun. There's a bouncy house, going to be some tie-dye, potato sack races, three-legged races, tug of war. So all kids, please join us for a lot of fun.
Younger kids and older ones, too.
Any age kids.
Yeah.
Come and nourish your inner
Everybody.
child.
I'm going to get in the bouncy house if they let me.
Hopefully. So we
Is there a
talked
weight
about,
requirement on it?
I asked the children what they thought God was today.
Want to come down?
And I want to get a couple, Nevaeh, do you remember what you said?
He can be inspiring.
Inspiring. Davion, what'd you say?
Everything.
Everything, right?
God is everything.
Patrick, what'd you say?
Enlightenment.
Enlightenment.
And Ken, what did you do with how'd it go with the older kids?
Maybe we should ask them. I think it went pretty good. Did you guys have fun? You want to say something?
Learned about will.
Say it again.
We learned about the power of will.
Oh, the power of will.
Power of will.
Okay.
Right? And yeah.
Uh-oh. Here you go.
No, it's not a speech. We just related January and this month, faith and will.
Faith and will. Awesome.
Yeah, it's it's. I guess we stress the importance that we have to start with faith.
Yep.
Because faith is going to help me guide. It's the underlying principle for everything, right? And we also talked about understanding, and how understanding and will have to go together, because will by itself can do the wrong thing, but when we put the power of will, combine it with our power of understanding, now we're being guided by our Christ Spirit. Now we're integrating everything with God. So
Perfect.
we had a lot of fun.
Thank you. Oh, yes. We always learn. We can't wait till you guys come so we can learn something new. Because you guys, well, you're adults in training, but you also get to teach us what you learn so we can take that home with us. Thank you so much. And we have our children's blessing and affirmation. If we can say that together, please. Together. We bless our children wherever you are. We see you surrounded by love and light throughout the week. We have a thriving, expanded youth and family ministry. Yes, we do. And our prayer for protection, everybody. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all